the equivalent of an Empire State Building crushing you from all sides.
Hello, what's the crack? What's the story? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're checking out the Titanic tourist submersible destroyed. How it happened. We all know what's going on. The Titanic submarine that went down. I've been seeing it everywhere. I'm sure you must have seen it. I'm confused. I don't know what happened. Let's go.
This afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, we got the news everyone was dreading.
In consultation with experts from within the Unified Command, the debris is consistent with the catastrophic loss of the pressure chamber. Upon this determination, we immediately notified the families.
That's the man heading the multinational task force that has spent the last 4 days searching round the clock for the 5 people on board the Titan submersible. They've used planes, ships, a submarine, subsea robots, even remote-operated vehicles capable of descending all the way to the ocean floor, to the wreck of the Titanic itself, where the Titan was headed. But after
Actually, prior to that, I never knew the Titanic wreck was still in the ocean. I'm not gonna lie to you, I never knew that. It wasn't recently I started hearing that the wreck of the Titanic is still at the bottom of the ocean and people actually go over in the submarines to go look at the wreck. I never knew that. Let me know what you guys know about that. And it's so crazy that they're going to look at this, you know, this stuff that happened like 100 years ago, and they actually died. It's mad. It's mad. Like, I'm so intrigued as to why are people paying more attention to this than normal stuff. I feel like this, and I feel like this is what I think. I'm trying to figure it out, but let me know what you guys think. You know, every single life that's lost means a lot. I feel like no matter if it's 1 life, 2 lives, 3 lives, 4 lives, 5 lives, it means a lot. I think the fact that the people that actually got killed in this are billionaires at a big role to play in this. I think so. Because I read about it. I think 2 of them, there's a father and a son. The father, I think, is a Pakistani billionaire. I think then there's another guy I think there's like 1 or 2 billionaires there. And a week ago, I think a few migrants died. Hundreds of migrants died on a ship. You know, they drowned and all that. And no one's speaking about that. And I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that guy. But 1 + 1. And again, it's just my opinion. I feel for these 5 people that died from this. And I want to learn about actually what happened. But let's not forget, a lot of people are dying. And we tend not to care. We tend to choose which one we care about, which is so sad. But yeah, let's get back to it. Sorry about that.
Exhausting, and hopeful search. It is now believed the Titan was destroyed. Here's how it happened.
Destroyed.
Essentially, we found 5 different major pieces of debris that told us that it was the remains of the Titan.
According to the U.S. Coast Guard, an ROV, a remote-operated vehicle, was able to scour the ocean floor near the Titanic wreckage. A few hundred meters away, they found this.
The initial thing we found was the nose cone, which was outside of the pressure hull.
That was clue number 1. Soon after, they found a large debris field where they found other components. They analyzed what they looked like, compared them to the design specs of the Titan submersible, and it seemed like a match.
Shortly thereafter, we found a second.
It's so sad. It really is sad. Because again, I heard the youngest kid that was there, apparently he didn't want to go. And he only went just to, you know, make his dad proud. I think they said they went for Father's Day or something like that. Just imagine what they must have felt at that moment. So I always tell people, life is so short. Life is so short. Literally, you never know. And again, I could be wrong here. I'm sure they pay. I'm sure it's about £150,000 to £200,000 a ticket. Like, you're paying that amount of money, not knowing that you're literally paying, you know, to do your last stuff on earth. Literally. So like, we take life so, you know, we take life for granted. You know, it's so crazy. I'm trying not to rant, you know, not to go on, but just do what makes you happy. You never know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Explore, do anything. tomorrow is not promised. Let's get back to the video. Sorry.
And smaller debris field. Within that debris field, we found the other end of the pressure hull, the aft end bell, which was basically comprised the totality of that pressure vessel.
Is that it?
It was all consistent with the components used to build the Titan, but they also think the debris tells them something about how the Titan went down. Not a slow, steady leak, but rather a violent, sudden change in pressure.
This is a incredibly unforgiving environment down there on the seafloor, and the debris is consistent with a catastrophic implosion of the vessel.
A catastrophic implosion is what can happen when you are subjected to the incredible pressure of being so deep underwater. You know, the Titan wreckage is about 13,000 feet below sea level.
No.
When you're that far down, the forces acting on the hull of the ship, many thousands of pounds per square inch. You know, I've heard it compared to having the equivalent of an Empire State Building crushing you from all sides.
We've taken a regular styrofoam coffee cup, and that's then strapped to the outside of the submersible in a net bag. And when we eventually come up topside and recovered, the actual same coffee cup is basically a that size.
The big question right now is how such a catastrophic implosion could have happened. You know, it was an experimental.
Exactly, like it's 2023. I wouldn't expect this kind of stuff to be happening. This is a multinational company that does this for tourists. So I heard anyway. Like, how is this happening? Like, how is this allowed to happen? You know, I'm sure people that want to go on like even a cruise, they want to go on a cruise ship, they'll be thinking twice, even though it means nothing. But you know how people's mind works. People that are going on water now, they're like thinking twice. I feel like there's some things that could have been avoided. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I have no clue what I'm talking about. I'm just like you. I'm just trying to learn. I'm giving my opinion. Everything I've said today is my opinion. It's mine. All right? Don't steal it. But yeah, let's get back to this.
Sub. That was literally written on the death waiver passengers have to sign to be allowed on board. And a lot has been said about the cavalier attitude that the company's CEO had when it came to safety, innovation, and pushing the envelope with, you know, new materials never before used in a sub of this kind. But we also learned something from this afternoon's news conference that tells us about the timing of the implosion. You know, you'll recall the Titan lost contact with its mothership on the surface partway through its descent. This was on Sunday morning. They should have...
Alright, so when it said mothership, so I'm guessing there's another big massive ship at the top that received some signal. Let me know if I'm wrong. That's what I'm getting from this. So I'm guessing this submarine, when it goes down, receives a signal from the ship at the top. And then when it got lost, when it stopped. Was it every 15 minutes, I think they said. I think it was like every 15 minutes. Because, like, you know, every single day, it just kept popping up on my phone on Sky News. So I would read literally, little bit by bit. So I gained so much information, but it's good to actually see the visual of someone explaining what's up there. I'm probably just chatting shite. Let's see.
Returned by the afternoon, but didn't. And it was only that evening the Coast Guard was alerted. Then it was roughly another day until a Canadian plane would arrive, dropping sonar buoys into the water. You can think of those like underwater microphones. It gave search teams listening capability. So here's the thing. There's this period between Sunday and Monday where nobody had any clue what was going on down there. And the suggestion seems to be from the Coast Guard, that's when the implosion likely happened.
This was a catastrophic implosion of the vessel, which would have generated a significant broadband sound down there that the sonar buoys would have picked up.
They would have heard the implosion if it had happened while their sonar buoys were deployed, but they heard nothing. I mention this because it tells us something about what the crew's final moments might have been like. You see, the great fear here was that death would have been slow and unbearable.
Yeah.
Imagine.
That was my biggest fear. Just thinking of it, just raise the back of at your back. That was literally what I was scared for them. Like, I would rather, when I do die, you know what I mean? If you're watching this when I do die, you know, hopefully I die peace with death, nothing too crazy. And like, you know, just going like that without having to suffer. Like, I feel like there's nothing more scarier than knowing you're about to die. Like, I don't think there's like knowing it's gonna happen. Like, there's no, like, it's like a countdown. That's so scary. That's why I said, you cannot compare one person dying to, like, in a situation where two people die, three people die. It's still death. Do you know what I mean? People are still losing their lives. So I feel for their families, man. Imagine what the family must be feeling, especially when you have the internet where people are saying a lot of stuff, you know, a lot of scenarios, a lot of theories of what might be happening, people thinking they might be alive. There's different situations going on. Do you know what I mean? It must be so sad for the families, man. But yeah, it's good to, I think he's gonna say it. He's gonna say how quickly it must have happened. Let's hear him say it.
Was that death would have been slow and unbearable. Imagine, you're trapped all alone in a 22-foot hunk of carbon fiber. It's cold because sunlight can't penetrate the water. There's limited food, limited water to drink, only a single porthole that you can't even look through without powering the ship's lights because it's pitch black on the other side, and you're running out of oxygen.
God.
Perhaps a silver lining in all of this is that in the case of a violent implosion, death would have been instantaneous.
On behalf of the United States Coast Guard and the entire Unified Command, I offer my deepest condolences to the families. I can only imagine what this has been like for them, and I hope that this discovery provides some solace during this difficult time.
On board the Titan, Hamish Harding, a British billionaire explorer, Paul-Henri Nargeolet, a renowned French diver, Shahzada Dawood and his son Suleiman, two members of one of Pakistan's.
Yeah, I feel like this is the people that kid, that I feel like he just resonated with me so much. It's like, he has so much to live for, man. And your life just taken like that. It's so sad. And I'll say again, I feel like the reason why this news is big is because of the people that were on board. And that's my honest opinion. It is really sad. But it'd be good to get situations like this when it happens, you know, when people die, you know, on water, like in the ocean, wherever. Let it be as big as this. Like I said earlier, this happened in Greece. It was in Greece, so I think there was like a few Pakistani migrants that died. Like, let everyone be able to see this as well, you know, spread awareness. Let's stop this from happening again. Not just when rich people die that we talk about, that we feel sick. We're all humans at the end of the day. No matter how much you have in your account, if you have $1, $1 billion or pounds, we're all human. We all bleed at the end of the day. And I do feel for this guy so much. But yeah, let's just be able to spread awareness. I know a few people in the comment section are going to come for me. These, that. But it's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. You know, we're all human. Yeah? Let's get back to this. R.I.P. to this guys, man. It's so sad.
And wealthiest families, and Stockton Rush, the CEO of OceanGate Expeditions, the company behind this doomed voyage, finding its final resting place not far from where the Titanic itself sank more than 100 years ago.
The fact that it was right beside where the Titanic sank as well, that's like I said, that's scary. That I find that really scary. Like, you know, they're going down to see I'm guessing they went down to see the Titanic wreck, and then that happened. But yeah, I know I usually do a lot of comedy stuff, but yeah, you know, I want to start doing a lot of, you know, current affairs stuff as well, because I am interested in this kind of stuff. You know, I do like to learn, like you guys. You know, it's always good to learn. You know, you never stop learning. I know. I think it would have been good to react with my girlfriend with this, because she's very smart. Oof, should have taught me a lot of stuff with this. But yeah, if you guys like that, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.